Here at home, people in multiple states are dealing with so much devastation after a deadly outbreak of tornadoes ripped through their communities this past weekend. CBN's Lorie reports the twisters tore through America's midsection over 3 consecutive days.
More than 130 tornadoes tore a path of destruction from Texas all the way to the Great Lakes states. The multi-day event left at least 5 people dead, 4 of them including an infant in Oklahoma. The town of Zelfel was flattened by an EF3 twister, packing winds of up to 165 miles an hour.
I just haven't seen this much destruction from my time as governor. It seems like every business in downtown has been destroyed now.
In Iowa, at least 1 person died after more than 10 reported tornadoes ravaged that state, ripping the roofs and walls off more than 100 structures, scattering debris for miles.
You see this right here? This is where our house was.
In Texas, the town of Trinity, north of Houston, was slammed by an overnight tornado. 2 people were rushed to the hospital when their home collapsed. Nebraska was one of the hardest hit states. The National Weather Service in Omaha issued 48 tornado warnings Friday, the most ever in a single day. Thankfully, no deaths were reported.
Should we get away from the windows?
A freight train in rural Nebraska took a direct hit. The 2 conductors had nowhere to hide.
Right over us.
CBN's Operation Blessing is already on the ground in Elkhorn, Nebraska, near Omaha, a town nearly wiped out by a tornado. Volunteer teams come alongside to comfort and pray with victims and help them pick up the pieces.
All the people who've come to help, it's just overwhelming.
Operation Blessing volunteers cleaned the debris on Joe Zelfel's property and made progress on the frame for a new shelter for his family's animals.
It's God's will. I don't know why. There's no explaining why. But it kind of gets me excited to see what he has planned for us next.
Working with local churches and civic leaders, Operation Blessing bringing practical help and compassion to this hard-hit community as it begins to rebuild. Lorie Johnson, CBN News.
Much needed practical help and support. Gordon?
Well, our slogan is, when disasters strike, we strike back with love and compassion and very tangible aid. If you want to be a part of the disaster relief team right now in Elkhorn, Nebraska, all you have to do is call us and say, I want to be a part, I want to give. 1-800-700-7000 is the number to call. You can also go to cbn.com. There's a place on the giving page where you can designate your gift. You can text OBDR, that's Operation Blessing Disaster Relief, OBDR to 71777, or you can write to us. Just put Disaster Relief Fund on the memo line of a check, and when disasters strike, you're there striking back to say, we love you, God loves you, we want to see you through. Do it now. 1-800-700-7000.